Today news came out about Logan Diggs, Notre Dame running back, former LSU target from a few years back, entering the transfer portal, wanting to leave Notre Dame. And immediately people are saying, hey, I'm getting messages from random people. People I've never talked to, LSU Odyssey subscribers, or random people. And they're all asking me, is LSU going to go after him? And should LSU be going after him? Do we need another running back? I think people are really wondering where things are with John Emery Jr. Because if you look at the running back room on paper, we do not need a running back, right? On paper. Noah Cain, 10 touchdowns last year. Josh Williams, Armani Goodwin, John Emery Jr., all with 4+ touchdowns, 5+ touchdowns between themselves, all of them. And then, you got Trey Hawley, dynamic, speedy freshman. Then you got Caleb Jackson coming in. He's got a really smooth, powerful body. Very, very strong running back, powerful running back profile. Okay, so if you got all those guys, you're good, right? You're good at running back. But with the John Emery Jr. situation being so in flux, being so uncertain right now, it is really hard to say LSU are good at running back because, frankly, we're beat up. Armani Goodwin, we haven't seen him play or practice in a long time. He looked great the last time we did. In fact, I believe he was, sharing starter reps as well and was leading the way early in the season. 5 touchdowns in 6 games before his injury. Just looked really good. He's someone I'm concerned about leaving the program. He's someone I'm concerned about, seeing the increased carries and love for Trey Hawley through spring. Seeing, Josh Williams coming back. Seeing Noah Cain continue to secure that spot as the potential starter. If John Emery Jr. is also going to, figure his academics out, maybe Armani Goodwin says this place isn't for me with Caleb Jackson coming in. But really what I want to make this video about is the John Emery Jr. situation. Because I feel like last season, with him being buried into the program, buried into the ways of Coach Kelly and the structure of the program, he was held accountable every single day. And because of that, you got the best out of John Emery Jr. Rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, big touchdowns against big teams in big spots. Opening touchdown against Florida and against Alabama. He was becoming such a versatile weapon. And now, because of his academics, he's practicing at University High. Other side of campus. He's not allowed to take part in team practices. That is a big deal. Before he blamed Coach Ed Orgeron and everyone bought it. The organization was such a shit show. Of course, Coach O bungled this, And then before 2021, it was blame the NCAA. We're going to sue the NCAA, And we kind of bought into that as well. Yeah, they hate LSU. Of course, they're going to make it tough for LSU. And then, suspended another 3 games before this last season, after being suspended the entire year before. And now for this year, there's no one to blame. Coach Kelly has found him out and said, hey, look, there's no one to blame but yourself, and you've got to fix this. We're done holding your hand. You've got to fix this now, or you no longer have a place in this program. They love what John brings to the football field. He's got to figure it out academically. And I don't know about you, but I feel the longer that John Emery is away from the team and more alone in his own head, kept apart from the team, watching the NFL draft tonight, seeing what his future could be, potential offers out there, I really feel like you could see John Emery Jr., if he's able to even transfer with the academics that he's gotten himself into. There's that question there. Is he going to be disgruntled and transfer? Could LSU lose 2 running backs to the transfer portal this cycle? Both Goodwin and Emery Jr. That's what we got our eyes firmly on. Obviously, the running back room was not really existent or even used much during the spring game because our offensive line was so beat up. And so was the running back room. That's why we did that. That's why we threw so much in the spring game, because might as well see what you have in the receiving core. Let Garrett Nussmeier uncork some throws. Give Chris Hilton some chances. Brian Thomas Jr. some chances. Because the offensive line was so beat up, why risk injuries just running it? But at the same time, it wasn't all too impressive. It was very, very vanilla, and that was kind of by design. But if LSU were to lose both Armani Goodwin and John Emery Jr. before this season, that would leave LSU with Caleb Jackson, Trey Holly, 2 freshmen, Noah Kane, and Josh Williams. 4 running backs in the room. So yes, if we're looking at that's what you should do when you're going to go and make deals, make moves for different players in the transfer portal. You don't look at what your need is right now, thinking, oh, well, we got so many running backs on paper, so many names. I see potential movement ahead, right around that corner. Is that confirmed? Is that signed, sealed, and delivered that Goodwin, Emery Jr. are going to transfer or whatever? No. But it's still uncertain enough for me to say, yeah, go in for Logan Diggs, because they're going to transfer anyway, no matter if you get a new player or not. But in the end, you're guaranteeing to yourself that you're getting someone who's going to want to be there and just going to stay put. And with John Emery Jr., as much as I love the player, there is so much that you just don't know about. There's so much that is just, is he going to finish the season? Is he going to even be there for the season? Is he going to stay healthy? He's also had injury concerns. Injury concerns on top of academic suspensions. He's not a kid who gets in trouble. He's not a kid who does crazy stuff off the field. It's just this academic stuff that's just killing him. It's killing him. And we've got to figure it out. We've got to figure it out with John Emery Jr. in the next month, really. Because I don't think the running back room should be held in suspended animation. And we are going to absolutely need numbers in that running back room. I don't know how well Josh Williams is going to hold up for the entire season. They've been keeping that injury really close to the vest. We may need to see the freshmen play a lot, Trey Holly and Caleb Jackson. Either way, very interesting with the running back room, because there's movement that's possible there with John Emery Jr. and Armani Goodwin. I think I think if you're going to put a bet, like a solid bet, you would say that at least one of those guys probably doesn't end up on the roster in September. I just think that's, if LSU were able to keep all these running backs on roster, that would be quite an amazing accomplishment, I feel, just because of the talent and the depth there. But it's, once again, Brian Kelly outlined this during his thing. What worried him the most about this LSU team? It was depth. And, everyone's sitting there seeing LSU on the roster. They love what they see. Already trying to crown us the SEC West champions and stuff preseason, which worries me. Okay, we're beyond the hunted anymore. We are like the absolute target, right on our backs. And you don't want that. You want this to be undersold. You want everyone to be looking at Alabama, Georgia. Everyone's looking at LSU. And Brian Kelly has mentioned it. The depth of this team, the health of this team are the biggest Achilles heels. And just like we said right here, on paper, that running back room looks great. But it's not healthy, and some of the personnel are far from certain. So would a transfer for someone like Logan Diggs make sense for LSU right now? Yes, it would. Yes, it absolutely would.